Nomads for Liberty in North Korea. Both me and Alex, and then our other teammate Tracy, we travel around the country for about 10 and a half weeks. This is actually our 12th state, and we drive by van to spread awareness on this issue, to fundraise to save North Korean refugees, and also hopefully shift people's perspective on it. Now, a lot of times, like when I say North Korea, what are some of the first things that come to mind for a lot of you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a popular one.
Nuclear weapons.
Yes, nuclear weapons. Yeah. Yeah. So this is like, obviously this is the first thing that most people in America think of when they hear North Korea. It's the only thing reported on in the media as well. Our organization, we like to tell stories instead of the North Korean people. Because there's 24 million people inside North Korea who are all just like us and who all unfortunately can't realize their potential due to the circumstances they're in. So that's why we tell stories of refugees like Danny, so that when you hear North Korea, hopefully you think of these people and their potential to change the country from the inside out. So yeah, we're really excited to be here sharing with you. To give you a little background on how I got involved with the organization, I was actually a sophomore in college when I came to an event like very similar to this one. Like some nomads came out to my school, and they gave me a different perspective on the issue, because like I was a political science major throughout college, and for me, like when I heard North Korea, what I thought of was like the six-party talks or how complicated the issue was and how it wasn't changing. But then when I started to think of how each person inside North Korea was just like me, I couldn't ignore the issue any longer. So after I graduated, I signed up for this internship. It's unpaid. You don't really get to sleep either. You guys are used to that, I'm sure, college students, you know? So yeah, no. So tonight we're going to be playing a documentary called Danny from North Korea. Danny was one of the first refugees our organization brought out. He actually escaped the country when he was 17 years old. If you guys don't know, the Tumen River is actually heavily patrolled, as well as the fact that like they usually run across when it's frozen over, but they're never sure of their footing. People fall into the river all the time. And he ran across the river to find his mother. If you guys can only imagine doing this when you're 17 years old, like I'm really honored to be able to share his story, and I'm excited to see how you guys react to it. Before we begin, I want to maybe answer any quick questions on our organization. There'll be a Q&A session at the end as well, but if anyone had anything they wanted to clear up. Okay, well that's cool. Well, we're going to start the documentary then.
Every year, dozens of North Koreans make the dangerous journey across the border to escape oppression and poverty. In March 2005, I was one of them. Hello, my name is Danny, and I'm from North Korea. Right now, I'm in South Korea filming a documentary about my life because I want to share my story. Book a screening with the link and help introduce me to your community and hear my story. We're going to see like North Korean view, but we're at DMZ right now.
Is that crazy? To look in North Korea?
Yeah.
First time?
That's my first time.
Clip is based on the true stories of the North Korean refugees that our organization's been able to help rescue. To date, we've rescued 188 North Korean refugees and reunited over 46 families. And like we believe in the power and potential of these refugees to change the country from the inside out. Like we think that North Korea is going to be free within our lifetime. We think this is going to be a major factor in making that happen. Like that's why we're so excited to be able to share it with you guys. Like a lot of what's getting through, like they're finding creative ways to get information smuggled inside the country, and it can be really simple things. Like South Korean dramas. How many of you guys watch those? There you go. Okay. K-pop music. A lot of that's getting smuggled in. How many of you listen to K-pop? Or have heard it before? Okay. A good portion. Yeah. So like these simple things and like fashion as well are just getting snuck into North Korea, and it's having a massive impact on the people there. Like imagine you're told all these horrible things about South Korea your entire life, and then you watch this like silly drama or a silly love story, and something doesn't add up. Like, or you hear these songs, and first off you're like, oh, this is so catchy, and then second you're like, you know, why are they singing these things? You know, so it's really like incredible to see the difference it's making, and like we want to give you guys all the opportunity to get involved in strengthening this bridge and being able to rescue these North Korean refugees. When you walked in, we handed out one of these rescue cards. With Whitney, we're going to set up a team with the club where 100% of whatever donations you guys make on these pages goes directly to funding a rescue mission. Like if you open it up, you'll see a place for your name and email. Like fill that out right now, pass it to the end of the row. The next day you'll get an email. Like you click a link and it starts your own fundraising page. Do you want to bring it up on this side? Yeah. Like currently, through this tour and through talking to all kinds of different people, we've raised $130,000 to fund rescue missions. And we're trying to get $200,000 to fund 80 rescue missions by the end of the year. Yeah, UT Austin like has raised like that's actually they've actually raised $10,900, which is pretty crazy. And they do like fried Oreo sales and all these like silly things. Yeah, you guys have had fried Oreos; they're really good. So yeah, fill those out. We're actually gonna raffle out a shirt at the end. Like I'm gonna pick one of these rescue cards out of a hat. So fill it out. We're gonna open up the floor to any questions, and I'm gonna pass around this donation bucket. Feel free to throw in like any loose change. We pass this around all across the country. And you guys can share your thoughts as well. Like,
I don't need your judgment.
you guys have any questions? Yeah.
I noticed he's running across a frozen river. Is that like the best time for them to escape?
Yeah, typically, like some people try to get across when it's not frozen. It's kind of like a narrow river compared to most. But still, it can be more difficult to try and swim across, especially if there are guards. So a lot of them wait until it freezes over. Especially at nighttime too. That's when most of them like. Any other questions? Okay. Oh yeah. My name's Evan. Shively. Are you writing my name on the rescue card? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, and then also, when you fill out your rescue card, if you haven't passed it in already, put a star on it if you're interested in like interning for Link or learning more about how you can get involved. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, okay. SHIVELY. Okay.
Are you primarily dedicated to spreading awareness and getting refugees out of China? Or do you also help with the spreading of information in North Korea itself?
Like yeah, like this bridge activity, a lot of it is just being done on its own by these North Korean refugees after they escape. There's some organizations, especially in South Korea, that focus specifically on like getting flash drives of information inside the country. We don't send in the information on our own. Yeah. Way in the back. Yeah. Okay, so, oh wait, she's raising her hand. Okay, so yeah, thanks again for coming out. I really appreciate it. Feel free, we have shirts up here if you guys want to make like a fashionable donation. It all goes to funding our nonprofit. Rep the cause, you know? Take some pictures as well. Come talk to us too. Yeah.
Why doesn't China recognize them as refugees?
There's a lot of different factors that go into it, but mostly it's due to their relationship with North Korea. and not wanting to upset that political situation over a small group of refugees. And then second, a lot of it's because like if there was a massive influx of North Korean refugees into China, it would hurt their economy. They wouldn't be able to handle all these refugees. So a lot of that is why they label them as economic migrants and send them back. What's important to note though is that China is a signatory to the 1951 UN Convention on Refugees, which states one, the definition of a refugee, and two, that China would honor these refugees and help them out if they came into their country. Yeah. Any other last minute questions? That was a good one. Okay, cool. Well, pass in the cards. Let's get this raffle going. Did you have anything to say?
I'll say a few words. I appreciate everyone who came out. I was really happy that our club was able to have them come and speak at our school, and I hope that they can do it again maybe later on in the future. But I'm really happy with the turnout. Thank you guys for coming, and I think we should try to beat UT Austin and raise more money than them. So let's do it.
Right, okay, right, Justin.